We still have a game tonight. Dallas-Detroit Monday night at AT&T in Dallas. This game really is more about the Lions and the Cowboys now, because for the Lions to have any momentum in Week 17 against Green Bay, they must beat the Cowboys tonight. And I picked Dallas to win. I picked them to cover. Matt Stafford has to play like an MVP candidate like he did all year. Detroit, they have to stop Zeke. They have to stop Carr. They have to have their defense get through that Dallas O-line, which will not be easy. Spoiler alert, people, Dallas is winning this game. There is a possibility Dallas, no matter what happens over the next couple of days, no matter what, they are still the 1 seed. They still won the NFC East, thanks to the Giants' debacle against Philadelphia the other night. So no matter what happens tonight, no matter what happens next week in Philadelphia, Dallas will still get the first round bye. The NFC, if Dallas is alive, still goes through Dallas. As long as the Cowboys are alive, the NFC will go through AT&T Stadium. So Dallas can go 12-4. They can lose their next 2 games. And guess what? They're still the top dog in the NFC. As long as they're alive in the NFC Championship game, that's where it's being played. So the pressure is off for Dallas tonight. They don't have to win tonight. It'd be nice to win. Be nice to be 14-2 going into the playoffs. But this game tonight is more about Detroit than anything. They can clinch a playoff spot tonight because, in my own opinion, they're not winning next week. They will not beat Green Bay next week. So for Detroit to have any hope into the playoffs, they have to get in tonight. And it doesn't look like they're getting in through the NFC North title. Green Bay is winning the North. And I said it 5 weeks ago. Green Bay was still alive. Green Bay has not been eliminated yet. Their schedule is much easier than Detroit's because Detroit had to go into New York and into Dallas and to face Green Bay to finish the season in Detroit. Detroit's schedule was not easy. And of course, they lost to the Giants. That's it. Now, all of a sudden, Green Bay is back in the mix for the North. So there you have it. It's really that simple. The New York loss killed Detroit. All they had to do was win that game. No matter what happens tonight, Green Bay's got the tiebreaker. They beat Detroit earlier in the year. They have a 4-1 divisional record in the NFC North. They have the tiebreaker. So for Detroit's case, they are at a big disadvantage. Even if they are at home, they are at a big disadvantage next week. So for them to get into the playoffs, my opinion, they have to do it tonight against Dallas. And in my opinion, Dallas is winning the game tonight. So what does this mean for next week? Advantage Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying this is going to be a bloodbath. I'm not saying this is going to be Green Bay winning this game by 3 touchdowns. I'm not saying that. This is going to be a very competitive and close game. But Green Bay is going to win the game. Green Bay is winning this game and winning the North. It's advantage Aaron Rodgers. It's advantage Mike McCarthy. You have a more experienced head coach in this situation. You have a more experienced quarterback in this situation. And more importantly, you have a more experienced team in this situation. Detroit has a great quarterback in Matt Stafford, MVP candidate, not experienced enough against Aaron Rodgers. So what does this mean for Detroit? The pressure is on. And don't tell me it's not. Do not tell me the pressure is not on Detroit. I have seen this story before. As a big-time Dallas Cowboys fan, and I know Sean Martin is listening and can agree with me, we watched our Cowboys 3 years in a row. We watched them go into Week 17 to play for the NFC East, lose all 3 years consecutively to 3 different teams. We watched that happen. Our childhoods are ruined because of it. So we know how it feels, and we know the pressure is on the Lions. Don't tell me it's not. If you're a Lions fan who is not nervous right now, you're lying, you're not paying attention, or you're a football hater. That's just the way it goes. There is no pressure on Green Bay right now. Now, the Lions win tonight. There might not be that much pressure because they're going to the playoffs anyway. You look at the NFC playoff picture. Of course, you have teams like Seattle they'd have to run into. Green Bay they'd have to run into again, maybe. It all really depends on the seeding. Again, if you're a Lions fan and you lose this game tonight to Dak and Dallas, you're in trouble. And you guys, of all people, need to know that. Detroit is not beating Green Bay next week. Green Bay has more experience in these games. They have more success in these games. And you can't sit here and say, despite being in Detroit, that the Lions have the advantage in this game. The Lions look like garbage against the Giants. If they play like that tonight, they definitely have no chance against Green Bay. Green Bay has been one of the hottest teams in the NFC for the last 6 weeks. They may not have played like it, but they got 5 wins in a row, whether you like it or not. And I'm talking about that game against Chicago that they barely squeaked by. They almost let Chicago come back in. When you look at it, the pressure is on Detroit, period. That's it. There's nowhere else you need to go with this. The pressure is on the Lions, and if you disagree with me, that's fine. We can have a discussion. You're also wrong.